Story Eitain's love story. One of the Tuatha de Danann, the silver-haired warrior Midir, although married to Fuamnach, Midir was infatuated with the beautiful Etain. One fine day, I went to visit my adopted son. Unexpectedly, on the road Midir had an accident and almost lost one eye, so he forced Angus to repay him a favour. This is some ancient law. And accordingly, Midir forced Angus to help him approach a beautiful young woman, Etain. Etain is the daughter of King Ailill of Ulaid. She is described as having a figure as graceful as ocean waves, golden hair as bright as gold baked in a red fire, skin as white as snow, rosy cheeks like the color of a fox's skin, and gorgeous blue eyes like a woman's. God. That's why Midir fell in love with the princess. Angus also had to go and ask for a wife for his adoptive father. King Ailill saw someone asking to marry his daughter with a very unusual appearance, so he challenged him to clear 12 fields, dig 12 rivers, and 1 statue. Gold is exactly equal to real Etain. But how can all that be difficult for a god? And so Midir and Eitain's wedding was finally held, and the couple lived quite happily for a while. But there was a problem that was quite a headache for Midir, that before that he had someone. His wife's name is Fuamnach, because the two were engaged before. Fuamnach is also a goddess of the Tuatha de Danann clan, skilled in the secret arts of the Druids, and especially jealous. When he saw Midir returning with a new wife, Fuamnach still suppressed his anger and warmly welcomed her. But as soon as Midir was absent, Fuamnach used magic, turned Etain into a lake and left. But a long time later, a small tree grew from the lake, from which a worm appeared, and a worm appeared. The caterpillar turns into a beautiful butterfly. That beautiful butterfly hung around Midir every day, and although Midir did not realize that the butterfly was the reincarnation of Etain, he still felt an inseparable attachment. But Fuamnach turned back and discovered it, immediately creating a hurricane that swept the butterfly out to sea. Many years later, Etain in the guise of a butterfly flew through countless ocean waves, looking for a way to return to her husband. Luckily for her, Angus caught her and took the butterfly home to rest. But once again her movements were discovered by Fuamnach. She used magic to blow Etain away for many more years, until the butterfly's wings were exhausted and she fell into the wine cup of the Queen of Ulster. The queen drank the entire cup of wine and swallowed the butterfly into her stomach. Thanks to that, Etain was reborn as a baby in the queen's womb. The girl was born again with the name Etain, even 10–12 years after her previous birth. Although she still has a gorgeous beauty, Etain no longer remembers anything about her previous life. It was said that Angus discovered what Fuamnach had done, killed her, and came to tell Midir the whole incident. Father and son plan to find Etain and help her remember. Meanwhile, Etain became a beautiful young woman, and married King Eochaid. But an ironic situation is that Ailill, Eochaid's younger brother, also loved Etain so much that he suffered from depression. Eochaid promised to treat his brother's illness, and was surprised to learn that the only way for Ailill to recover was for Etain to come and take care of the prince for a few nights. But Eochaid also accepted. On the first date, Midir appeared, cast a spell to make Ailill sleep and then transformed into Ailill to go see Etain. But Etain was suspicious, so he refused to come closer and forced Ailill to show his true form. Just like that, on the third night, Medea had to show her true form and tell Etain her entire past. But Etain refuses to go with Medea, because she is now married to Eoched, and will only leave if Eoched accepts. Medea then transformed into a traveler to visit Eoched, and continuously bet with the king with his enormous treasures. Finally, Medea bet with Eoched that a year later when Medea returns, Eoched will have to do all you can to stop him. If Eoched fails, Medea will kiss Etain. And Eoched accepted. The result of this case goes without saying. Medea used his magic to teleport into Eoched's yard, leaving the guards standing around the gate. Eoched agreed to let Etain kiss Medea. Medea used that moment to make Etain remember his entire previous life, and the two turned into swans and flew back to Midri's underground palace. Well, when Medea and Etain lived together in their previous lives, the Tuatha De Danann god clan still lives on Earth, but after more than 1,000 years of change, the treaty caused the Tuatha De Danann to retreat to the earthly realm and be called the Sidhi. King Eoched is still in charge. Because of this, for many years he sent soldiers to dig up all of Sidhi's territory to force Medea to return his wife. Medea appeared, letting Eoched find a wife among 50 girls. After finding the person he believed was Etain, he returned. Unexpectedly, she is actually Eitain's daughter with Eoched many years ago. When he discovered the truth, Eoched died in anger. Thank you for joining us for today's fairy tale. We hope these stories bring joy and meaning to your day. If you love our channel, please hit the subscribe button so you won't miss any exciting tales. Wishing you a good night and sweet dreams. See you in the next story.